Yeah, these are very short pages. This is a book review of the Arabic Made Easy. I have done a book review, but just a very brief description of what the book was. But this is going to be detailed. So will be part one, where we are reviewing Arabic Made Easy by Abul Hashim. It's made easy because, like he says, it does not discuss subtleties of Arabic grammar, etc. He says more there. Here I give a synopsis of the 59 lessons. There are only 59 lessons in that book to fill in the gaps in our lessons. For example, in our lessons, I try to avoid Arabic terms at the beginning because I didn't want to confuse anybody. And here he uses quite a few Arabic terms, and he also doesn't try to confuse. So I start introducing Arabic terms, and this also serves to revise what we have done. You will see many things we have done that he is talking about we have done, and we have actually done it in more detail than he's talking about it. But it's good to run through his 59 lessons very briefly and to look at what he has. This will be the purpose of every book review, because I will review other books also, and then I will just give you an idea of what they're saying and how they're presenting. You can read any book in Arabic. I don't say one book is better than the other. It depends how well you are working through it. There is no such thing as this is the best book or that is the best book to study. If it's a complete book on Arabic grammar and you work very hard through it, of course, it will be great. So just to give you the scope of what he's offering, and I'm merely showing what he's writing. I can't photograph it or show it to you because it's copyright. So I'm reading and I'm telling you. So in his contents, he's got al-huruf al-hijaiya. We did al-huruf al-hijaiya, the alphabet. Then it got al-harakat, vowel points. And vowel points is like a, e, and u. In al-huruf al-hijaiya, he covers the Arabic alphabet, and it covers also how you write beginning, middle, and end, how you write those letters together. We have done that. Then it covers al-harakat, it covers like a, e, and u, and like tanween, an, in, and un, and how you read it, how you pronounce it. And it covers also like long vowels and short vowels like a and e and u. That's basically what it does. We have done all those. Then in the grammar and composition, it covers al-ism, the noun, ismus sifa, the adjective, al-jins, gender, then al-idafa, and then it covers al-jumlatul ismiya, that's the al-jumlatul ismiya. I won't say the English there because he doesn't say the English there. I'm just saying what he's saying. Al-adad, he calls it number. Al-muthanna, dual. And then it goes further, al-adad, number. And under number here he's got al-jama', the plural. And al-jama' al-mukassar, broken plural. And huruf al-jar, preposition. And he's got al-damair, personal nouns, ismu tawdil, electives. And the reason why I'm just mentioning this, because some of you have studied. I've discovered some of you are busy studying Arabic somewhere else, or have studied in the past. And, or you have studied somewhere before and you have a background of this. And I just wanted to give you an idea of the gaps that we are trying to fill. Al-Alwan وأوصاف الجسم, that's how he puts it there. Colors and bodily defects. أسماء الظرف, adverbs. حروف نداء, vocatives. Inna and ذو, he treats that together. اسم المبالغة, اسم المبالغة, the hyperbole, we mentioned the hyperbole, and اسم التصغير, the diminutive, we haven't done the diminutive yet. أسماء العدد, numerals, we haven't covered that yet, except that we covered numbers only, but not the numerals. And then it treats 11 to first 1 to 10, and the small adad again 11 to 19, small adad 20 to 20 to 99, a small adad 100 upwards, and it's got al-ma wa ma fawqa. And it got al-idadu tarbiya, ordinal numbers, and then fraction, al-kusurul ashriya, the multiplicative. He's got al-fi'al, and he's got verb there at the next word, al-fi'al maadi, and al-majhul. I'm just reading the way he's got it written. Al-fi'al, and then he talks about al-fi'al al-mudari' al-ma'ruf. Then he got al-fi'al, and he's got al-fi'al al-amr, and he's got moods. And he talks about al-nahyu wal-nafyu, negatives, al-mushtaqat, derivatives, and classification of the simple triliteral verbs. Triliteral verbs with addition of some letters to the root. Al-fi'al al-thulathi, al-mazid fi, then he's got al-fi'al al-thalathi, al-mazid fi, babul istif'al. Okay, he treats it like that. Al-fi'al al-ruba'i, quadrilateral verbs. Al-fi'al al-mahmuz, hamzated verbs. And al-fi'al al-mu'tal, weak verbs. Al-fi'al al-mu'tal, like I said, and then again, I've got those repeated there just the way he has it, you know, in his book. Al-fi'al al-mu'tal again, and babul ifti'al, and you've got permutation. Al-fi'al al-muda'af, doubled verbs. Classification of verbs according to their radicals. Then he's got conjugation of some typical weak and doubled verbs. تصريف الفعل المعتل والمضاعف. And then he's got الفعل المؤكد, emphatic verbs. الفعل التعجب, verbs expressing wonder. الأفعال الناقصة, defective verbs. الجملة الشرطية, conditional sentences. أسماء الموصولة, relative pronouns. الحروف المشبهة بالفعل, particles resembling verbs. Some verbs resembling defective verbs, asmaul if'al, and the objects al-mafa'il, and then he's got hal. Then he's got, I didn't number, these are his chapters, I didn't number it. And then he's got at-tamyiz, distinctive term, af'alul madh, wa dham, verbs of praise and blame, al-istithna, the acceptive, ismun, nisba, a relative adjective, and ghayru munsarif. It doesn't give a English next to it, but we spoke about ghayru munsarif and mamnu' min as-sarf ila translation. And he's got, yeah, that's all he has. That's all he has. Then what I did was I took his first 3 lessons together here. His first 3 chapters. I intend to run through all his lessons. Say 5 at a time or even 6 at a time, depending, because it only sounds foreign if you don't know it. Right, so yeah. Al-huruf al-hija'iyya, we did that. The alphabet. Al-harakat, we know that. And then his first lesson is al-ism. And what he's got there, so now I'm starting his lessons now. His lesson 1. He talks about, there are 3 parts of speech, and he calls it ajza'ul kalam. Ajza'ul kalam. You know, ajza is parts. Juz is a part, ajza means plural parts. Ajza'ul kalam means parts of speech. So he says there are 3. And we also started our lessons more or less like that. And we just call it cases. And the first one, these 3 are ism, fi'l, and harf. You know what ism is? That's a noun. Fi'l is a verb. And harf is a particle. We're talking about this first lesson here. And then he says ism, like you know, can either be nakira, indefinite, or it can be ma'rifah, definite. We have covered those. And then he gives examples. And those examples, there are many examples we have given. I'm not giving it here. And then he has a vocabulary. I'm not giving his vocabulary either. We're using the Quran vocabulary. I don't want to use his vocabulary. And then he calls the vocabulary al-mufradat. Al-mufradat vocabulary. And then he has exercises at-tamreen. That covers his first lesson. Then Abul Hashim in his Arabic Made Easy goes over to his second lesson. And that is adjectives. He calls it ismu sifa. Ismu sifa. Adjective. He gives examples. And then he says the sifa, the adjective, as-sifatu, must agree with the noun must agree with the adjective. Sifa must agree. Okay, that's adjective. The word sifa is there. I wrote adjective under the word sifa. Don't read it with must agree. Must agree with al-mawsuf. Now the al-mawsuf is the noun now. No. And it must the adjective must agree with the noun indefiniteness. Meaning both should be nakira or both should be ma'rifah. Simply that's what it says. Okay. And then he talks about qualities acquired. He says there are adjectives that have inherent qualities and they are called as-sifatul mushabba. Okay. As-sifatul mushabba. And he's obviously got examples of those. You know, like the sun and the moon and those. Yeah. And then he gives examples like al-mufradat, he gives vocabulary, at-tamreen, he gives exercises, and he gives ijabatu tamreen. answers to exercises. But I think I should give you a few of his examples of as-sifatul mushabbah. Then he goes over to gender, and he calls it jins. That's his third chapter. Al-jins, gender. And it uses the Arabic term like masculine is al-mudhakkar for masculine, I wrote it there. And al-mu'annath, feminine, I wrote it there. And then the word is often made feminine, like with a ta'ul marbuta, at-ta'ul marbuta, like I wrote it there. And you can see in brackets I have that circle ta with the two dots on. And he gives examples. Nice example he gives is al-huruf. You know, harf is singular and al-huruf is plural. And al-ija'iyya is now the adjective of al-huruf. You know, trying to say that the letters, the alphabetical letters, okay, we have done that. But you will notice that the adjective here, the sifa of al-huruf, has a ta'ul marbuta on the end, feminine ta. A ta'ul marbuta, feminine ta. And the reason for that is many times a plural, you know, as a feminine adjective. Plural is often described by a feminine adjective. You will come across that many times. So he gives that example. That's interesting. And then he's got vocabulary, al-mufradat. He's got at-tamreen, exercises, and he got ijabatu tamreen, answers to those exercises. We will tackle a few lessons at a time in this review. Now this page that I have here is not part of his review. You will see I have the nun ha waw there. That word is pronounced as nahu in Arabic. Nahu means grammar. And then I have the sad ra fa, and that is sarf. Sarf. And that is the application or the structure of that grammar. In English, it's called morphology. So you will very often hear these three words together, nahu and sarf. People talk a lot about it. And some of the very advanced scholars or the older scholars, they talk about i'rab also. You won't hear this among the younger Maulanas or some of the people who only study nahu and sarf and they haven't studied i'rab. Now, i'rab is only has to do with the Quran and the classical Arabic. You won't find i'rab in modern Arabic. So here is, if you look at Wikipedia, you know, or you look at the meaning of the word desinential, infliction. You Google it, desinential, infliction. Infliction is change, you know, how the word changes. And then you will see this. A number of nominal, adjectival, and verbal inflections, inflectional endings, which are an integral part of the Quranic and classical Arabic, often not written or pronounced, and often avoided in modern Arabic. Now, what does that mean? What is i'rab? We know what nahu is, grammar. That's what we've been doing now. And sarf is like the structure of those sentences. Like in the classical Arabic, you have the jumlatul fi'liya. And that starts with the fi'l al-madi, the verbal sentence that starts with a past tense verb, never with a present tense verb in the Quran Arabic. Modern Arabic, the verbal sentence will often start with a present tense verb, with a present tense verb. But in classical Arabic, the verbal sentence only starts with a past tense verb. You will see it many times. Okay? And then, so the structure. We do a lot of structure. We see how the Quran is structured. That is extremely important. If you read the Bible in Arabic, there are several Bibles in Arabic. There's a Bible in Arabic from the Old Testament, from Genesis right through, and then there are Bibles from of the New Testament. And one of those Bibles of the Old Testament, you will see the structure of the Arabic is different there than the structure of the Arabic, and it's modern Arabic, of the structure of the Arabic they used in some New Testament Bible, that they try to get as close to the structure of the Quran. Now that is very difficult to get to compose Arabic similar to the structure of the Quran. Okay? There were many attempts by great poets. There's a poet in Arabic, they call him Mutanabbi, and he was one of the greatest Arabic poets, and he tried to compose something similar to the Quran to prove that he could or could not do it. Obviously, he didn't succeed, because the Quran has such challenges. If you can produce anything similar to what Allah has revealed in the structure of the Quran, then you call upon all those who can assist you to do so, and you will never be able to do so. That is what the Quran says, and nobody has ever succeeded in that challenge. So when we have the grammar there, and like I said, the Quran is not restricted to what we know of grammar. And then we study the structure, the application, how that is applied, the sarf. You know? Right. And then there is i'rab. Now i'rab is to see what is implied in the way those verses are structured. Many times, we have tafsirs of the Quran where they only derive their meaning by the grammatical analysis. They didn't study the history of the verse, or what the hadith of the verse. They only derive meaning through the grammatical analysis and the structure. And they go through that. That means the i'rab, they continuously try to see what Allah means through the structure as it is there. And that is only done in Quranic and classical Arabic. And when they do that, they see why it has a fatha, or why it has a kasra, or who the ha is, the it is referring to. No, it can refer to this doer or to that doer previously, and if it refers to is it referring to the prophet who is mentioned there, or the person who is mentioned there, or is it referring to Allah? And how do they know that? They don't guess. They try to see in the grammar. Quran is very mathematical. They try to see in the way the verse is structured, and from other verses also, but mainly in context of what they see right there in front of them. And with those studies, that is i'rab, and how the word has changed, and why the word doesn't read as we think it should read. Why is it past tense when it has a present tense meaning, and so forth. And does the past tense, the fi'l al-madi, serve only as a past tense verb now, or does it serve as past, present, and future? That is i'rab. That is not simply nahu, and that is not simply sarf. So i'rab is a very advanced analysis, and it only happens in the Quran, and they say classical Arabic there, and then it is only done by advanced scholars.